Anything? Welcome back to the Raven Golf Club here in Destin. I'm Whitney Hayworth with the Sun Belt Conference, joined by Stuart Dean of UTA and Carter Collins of Georgia Southern, two of our participants in the match play portion of the Sun Belt Conference tournament. And before we get started into selecting our match play participants in the order that we'll go in, I want to start with you, Coach, because last year you participated in the match play portion. So for those watching at home, kind of describe what match play is and the importance of it.
So match play is a little different than what we've played the last 3 days of stroke play. It's more of just how you do on every hole versus your opponent. It's much less of an overall picture and more of a hole by hole, and your goal is just to win more holes than the other guy in your group.
How does it get competitive out there compared to stroke play?
It can get tricky because, the hole's never over until it's over. So someone that can be in great position to win the hole can all of a sudden be in poor position to win the hole, or even have a 5-6 footer to have the hole when they thought they had it. So there's a lot of kind of tug and go to the each hole, and it's a very stressful format.
So this is the 2 versus 3 matchup that will tee off in the second half of the tee times tomorrow morning. And Coach, since you are the number 2 seed for the UTA Mavericks, you get to have the first pick. Now, will you choose to have the first pick, or will you defer to Georgia Southern?
We're going to defer today.
All right, Coach, that means you get to tell us who will be teeing off first for the Eagles.
Going off first is Archer Price.
And why has Archer Price been chosen to tee off first for you guys?
Archer's a senior for us with great match play experience, and it's a natural fit for him.
Something that he's done pretty well at this course is he aced number 12 last year, and he almost did it again this year. When you hear things like that come out of his rounds, what does that mean for you?
Archer's a great player. He's been rock solid for us his entire career. He's definitely been one of our strongholds in our program and has left a great legacy behind, and we're just happy he's on our squad.
Coach Dean, now that you know that Archer Price will be teeing off first for Georgia Southern, who will be your first person to tee off?
We're going to go with our senior, Jake Greenspoon, to lead us out tomorrow.
What did you see from him in the past 3 days?
Jake's just been a mainstay in our program, all the way through from being a freshman into a senior. So he always leads us out nice and strong, so we'll just keep going with the same way.
And we'll keep moving forward for you guys in the number 4 spot, second tee time. Who will you have?
The second guy off will be Jake Story.
And what have you seen from Jake in the past 3 rounds?
Jake's an incredible player. He's again left a great legacy behind at Georgia Southern. He's had an incredible career, and he's a wonderful player. And again, we're just glad he's on our team.
He finished in the top 10 individually in this tournament in the stroke play portion. How impressive is that for you, and kind of how does that momentum for him carry forward?
Well, it proves that he can play this course pretty well. He's played most courses well, but this one in particular, he lost in a playoff last year for the individual title, and to have a chance to win it again this year shows that he can take his game on the road, and especially here.
And Coach, for you guys, who will go off second for you?
We're going to go with Tanner Gall. He's our redshirt junior. He, great young player. Is going to be a leader for our team next year with 3 of our seniors graduating. So, it's good to get him into a position that he can help out right up, up front.
And as you finished today's round, kind of what did you see from him?
Tanner just had a really nice day, kind of got back into a groove, which was nice, played real solid. So he's definitely felt more comfortable as the tournament's gone on.
Coach Collins, who's up next?
Jacob Bear will be our third out.
And what makes him be in that position?
Jacob's got a wonderful mentality about him. He's a great player, and he's produced a lot for us, especially recently. So we're putting him out in the 3 spot.
Coach Dean, who's next for you?
We're going to go with Nick Thornton. So he's our transfer senior. So he's been just a middle of the lineup guy, been real solid for us, and it has always been a steady, kind of the steady ship in the middle. So be a natural progression for him to fit in that spot.
Coach Collins, who's next?
Fourth will be Lucas Alacupi.
And what have you seen from him in the 2018 tournament so far in stroke play?
Rock solid. Lucas is a grinder, and he's going to give you everything he has on every shot, and just a wonderful young man. So we're happy to have him in the 4th spot.
And in the 4th spot for you, who are you going to select for UTA?
Yeah, we're going to go with Paul Gonzalez. He's our true freshman, and great young guy. Super solid player, and our seniors have really, taught him a lot this year and taken him under his wing. So it's a nice place for him to get in there and be a backup for us.
As you've seen the seniors kind of take him under their wing, how have you seen him kind of react and reciprocate and learn from them?
Yeah, the big thing with Paul is actually, it's kind of gone both ways, where he's come in with the energy. I think that's, is always refreshing, as a coach, to have a freshman come in full of energy and kind of almost reinvigorate the seniors, for their senior year. It's been fun to watch, pushed them a little bit more than I think what they thought of, initially when he was in the team.
And Coach Collins, your final spot, somebody that knows this course pretty well.
Stephen Fisk will be our last guy out.
And what have you seen from him this tournament? Obviously, last year's individual champion.
Yeah, he played very well last year to win the individual title. He struggled mightily yesterday. He's battling some stuff going on, but with his back, but felt better today and really bounced back when we needed him the most. So Stephen's going out in that last spot for us.
And Coach Dean for UTA.
Yeah, Aaron Guanlao, our senior. Aaron started every event in 4 years, and has been a mainstay and a leader, and he backed it up today. He was our 5th guy coming in. Shot a nice clean round, so just a natural place for him to fit. Especially being a senior, his last tournament. So it's good for him to be be the leader of the group today.
And for both of you, just kind of thinking ahead to tomorrow, what do you tell your team once you get back tonight and kind of eat dinner and kind of settle down and kind of maybe not watch film, but just kind of go over your strategies per se?
I think resting is important. It's been a long week so far, and we got a long ways to go. We're looking forward to the opportunity. University of Texas Arlington has played very, very well this week. We know we have a very tough opponent, so we're going to have to be out, come out and be ready. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, I agree with Coach Carter. It's a long week from start to finish. So you just get in, have a nice night, have something good to eat. Really let the guys just, hang out. We don't have to do a whole lot at this point. They played 3 days in a practice round, and let them kind of have their own little session chatting together and, get some inspiration, especially we have 3 seniors, so they know what it means. At this point, we really don't have to do much for them. You just got to get them out on the course and let them get going.
Well, Coach Dean, Coach Collins, thanks for joining me. Best of luck in the 2 versus 3 matchup tomorrow morning. And we will be back in just a few minutes with the number 1 versus number 4 selections. Welcome back into the match play selection for the Sun Belt Conference Tournament. I am now joined by the number 1 seed Coastal Carolina, Jim Guerin, and the number 4 seed South Alabama's head coach, Ben Hannon. Coach, congratulations on such a successful tournament here so far. The leader after 3 rounds of stroke play, also taking home the individual champion award with Morgan Denon. But let's jump into what is going to happen tomorrow. Are you going to pick first, or are you going to defer to South Alabama?
I think we'll go ahead and pick.
All right, so who will be teeing off in the first tee time for you guys?
We're going to start off with Thad O'Beckney.
And what makes Thad be the guy that goes off first?
The thing I like about Thad is he gets out, he plays fast, and we're just going to let him get out and do his thing and see how fast he can run.
All right. And, Coach, for you, knowing that Thad will be out first, what will you guys do?
We're going to put out our senior, Jason Mendel.
And what have you seen from Jason this tournament?
Well, he's our senior. He's the only senior here on the team this week, and kind of the glue of this whole squad. So he's a good leader for us.
All right, and moving on to the second tee time. Since Coach Guerin picked first, now it's up for you. Who will go off second for the Jaguars?
We're going to put out Peter Stalbo.
And what have you seen from Peter this week?
Well, Peter's a very consistent player and a good ball striker, and when the wind picks up, that can be beneficial, and so get him out in the second spot.
And for the second spot for Coastal Carolina, who's going to follow after Thad?
We're going to go with Luis Ruiz out second.
And what have you seen from Luis this week?
Luis hasn't had his A game, which is a good thing. He's down there working right now, so we've got to tidy some things up and see what he can do tomorrow.
And what have you seen from him going right out there after finishing stroke play, kind of like that momentum that'll help carry forward in those practice rounds that he's going to get in this afternoon?
I think so. I mean, Luis is our team captain, and he's had a great year overall. Not exactly the finish he wanted to have this last month, but he's ready for tomorrow. He's been looking forward to this.
And for the Chanticleers, who's going to go out third?
We'll go with Daniel Averis out third.
And why Daniel?
He's just a steady guy. We always play him in the middle, so we're not going to change that up tomorrow. He does his own thing out there, and we don't have to worry too much about him, so we trust him in that 3-hole.
All right, and for you guys?
We will be putting out Yannick Schutz. Yannick, sophomore for us, a very good player. Has had a really great year. I think right now he's second in the league in stroke average and a consistent player, so he'll be in the middle on 3.
And who is going to follow Yannick tomorrow?
Yannick will be followed by Brooks Rayburn. Brooks is a fast player, gets out, pulls the trigger quick, has the talent to make a lot of birdies, and just loves to play.
And who's going to follow that fast Jaguar out there on the course?
We'll go with States Fort. He's a pretty quick player, so that group will have fun out there. States, a sophomore, had a very nice week. Opened with an 80 and backed up with 2 really solid rounds, and hopefully he can continue that good play.
You just touched on what I was going to ask. States was pretty disappointed after his first round of play, but came out and just fired the second and third round away. So how impressive was that to see a younger player on your team do that?
Well, that was great. He's coming off his best career tournament at Mississippi State, where he finished 10th. So I know he's a little saddened by that first round 80, but to see him back up with probably the 2 best rounds of his career was huge for him. Huge momentum for him.
And then teeing off next for the Chanticleers, who will that be?
So Morgan Denon will be bringing up the end for us. He's going to be our last guy out. Morgan handled the pressure of having the lead today and played very well. So if it comes down to that 5th match, we trust him, being the anchor match for us.
And he handled the pressure, but what a great story Morgan is. A walk-on that joined this team in August, and then as I talked to him earlier, he said he's kind of had an up-and-down season. So kind of expound upon that and just how impressive his spring has ended up being.
Well, he thinks he had an up-and-down season. He had a great fall. He really did. Played well in the fall. This spring hasn't been great, but it's been pretty good lately, the last few weeks. He played some really, 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 really strong competition this spring that he had probably never seen before on some hard golf courses. So we tried not to let him beat himself up too much. It's just been a tremendous year for him. Super proud of him for his performance this week.
And knowing that Morgan's going to be in that spot, who's going to play against him?
Yeah, our anchor man is going to be Rasmus Carlson. Raz had a great week, shot under par the last 2 rounds, was 4 under par all day today, and he's again a good ball striker, which I think with the wind around here can be favorable. And Raz has had a very good year likewise. He was a first-team All-League player last year, and so he's a good one for us in the anchor spot and should be a great match.
And, Coach, I'll close this out with you since you were the leading team after the 3 rounds of stroke play. How important is match play to a collegiate team in order to get to the NCAAs and get a regional spot as an automatic qualifier?
I love it. I think match play is great. I mean, we had a very nice week this week, and we were clear of everybody for sure, but match play is awesome. The national championship, Final Eight's match play, so why would we not do that as well? I love every bit of it. It's the ultimate team aspect in our sport, and I hope it's something we always continue to do.
Well, coaches, I really appreciate you taking the time today, and best of luck in the 1 versus 4 matchup tomorrow morning in Sunbelt Match Play.